Hi, Dr. Stephanie Waggle here, and I wanted to talk to you about Superbills. So the best way to make sure your Superbill goes smoothly is that you should submit it immediately after your first appointment. Please do note that different companies require different things and that we're not going to change Superbills just to appease the company. So for example, some of the insurance companies want each code to be on a separate line. Some of the insurance companies want one code per page. That means if multiple codes are on the same piece of paper, they want them to be divided up between multiple pieces of paper. Some of the companies actually want them all to be on the same paper. Some of them want them all to be on the same line. I had an insurance company deny reimbursement because they didn't like my letterhead. They said that it is too colorful. You could have just printed it in black and white, but they look for reasons to deny reimbursement. So if you submit it at the beginning, we can kind of get a feel for what it is that they need or what it is that they're going to nitpick. And so I do ask that you do that at the beginning instead of waiting until later on, because waiting too long could lead to some issues. Additionally, I have a separate video that explains that insurance companies have entire departments dedicated to saving them money and denying people's claims. So do keep in mind that they're going to look for any reasons not to reimburse you, and that we do not change Superbills after they're signed, and we put what we genuinely feel the code is, and we're not going to change the code because they reimburse you more for a different diagnosis. That's just not going to happen. So please do keep in mind that the insurance companies are going to pick apart the Superbills. They're going to say they don't like the font. They're going to say that you need a different box or that the date needs to be bigger. They're going to find something, and so submitting them at the beginning will be very helpful for the future.
You may be thinking, all I need for you to do is to make your letterhead black and white, or to put the code on the line above it, or to put a code on the line below it, or whatever nitpicky thing it is that your insurance company has used as the reason to deny your claim. And maybe it's something that only would take a couple minutes for us to do. And sure, we would love to do that, but I have done tens of thousands of Superbills. And so if we did that for one person, then we would have to do that for all people. I think we can all agree that that is the definition of fair. So let's take a look at what that would look like. So let's say I have 1,000 patients and 500 of them have some kind of strangeness from their insurance company saying, oh my goodness, you need to add an extra decimal place in this particular area of the Superbill. So, so half the people have this strange, quirky request. So that's 500 people. And let's say that those 500 people have had 10 past appointments. So now we're at 5,000 Superbills that I need to edit. And let's say that each one of those Superbills takes me, not that long, maybe like 10 minutes to edit, because I have to go in and find them and bring them up and change things. It probably, in all honesty, might take 10 minutes, which isn't bad. But then 10 minutes times 5,000 is 50,000 minutes. So that's 833 hours. And so that would be equivalent to approximately 34 days. So I would have to spend every waking hour for 34 days straight fixing Superbills. And I think that you can see that that's not really feasible. And so while it may just seem like, oh my goodness, all you have to do is separate these two codes out and that's all I need, you have to realize that I would have to do that for everybody, and that would take literally 800 hours. And so the insurance companies realize this, and so they turn it around on the doctors and say like, oh, well, your doctor wouldn't add this extra decimal place in this area of your Superbill, so that's why, it's on them. And they know that we are so overwhelmed and we have so much other stuff that we could be doing other than coding things according to their strange, quirky reasons. And so they know that if they just make up different strange reasons to deny reimbursing you, that it'll fall back on the doctor, and then us doctors look like the bad guy, where in reality they're doing this on purpose just to be nitpicky and just to create an extra obstacle and just to make it more likely so they don't actually have to pay out. Okay, so you're wondering, what are your options? So the first would be to go to a clinic who has tons and tons of full-time staff dedicated to doing nothing but billing. So billing departments and maybe extra administrative individuals, maybe probably 10, huge hospital systems have entire billing departments. So you could go there. They would also need a legal team to look at whether or not what they're changing on an already signed Superbill constitutes insurance fraud or not. And so someplace with like a lot of billing staff for coding, and also like really good legal team to make sure that what they're changing is legal. Or alternatively, if you want to stay with us, you could just remind whether it's me or another clinician at the end of the session, by the way, my insurance will only accept Superbills printed out in black and white, or Superbills where every single number has its own separate page. And so that way, if you remind us, and this is an example of our sample Superbill, they are available on our website. So before you even book, you can actually go to the insurance section of our website and look at this. And if your insurance doesn't like anything about this, they don't like the sharp corners around the box, they need the box to be rounded, or they don't like that the doctor's name is at the top of the paper, they need it at the bottom of the paper, or something like that, then you can let us know before we write them, and then we can make the changes. But we simply don't have the staff to go back and spend 800 hours changing the Superbills. And again, thank you for realizing that this is just another scheme that they came up with to pin it on the doctors and also get out of reimbursing you, and they save money this way. Thanks.